It's no secret that the history of cryptocurrency has been marred by the unrelenting horde of controversies it sparked. Ever since the groundbreaking inception of digital currency, the world of online finance has been revolutionized forever. But this economic revolution brought with it a plague of greedy scammers clamoring to exploit the common man. Many critics of the enigmatic cryptocurrency market denounce it, insisting that the system is rigged for failure or a Ponzi scheme, and with accusations of criminals running rampant on the lawless ecosystems of unregulated blockchains. It's not difficult to see why crypto has sparked so much public outrage from seemingly every corner of the internet. But perhaps no crypto movement has been riddled with more scandals and degenerates than the recent widespread mania around meme coins. And no site epitomizes the quintessential meme coin fad better than PUMP.FUN. The platform that finally answers the question of what happens when you take away all the skill and work involved in making an untraceable, easily manipulated currency, so that anyone and everyone who wants to now possesses the power to create such a currency with the mere click of a button. Nothing good. The dawn of cryptocurrency marked a transformative departure from conventional banking, changing the face of finance permanently. The humble beginnings of crypto can be traced back to the late 20th century, with several early concepts of what would lay the foundation for later, more successful cryptocurrency projects. Arguably the first among these early prototypes was the birth of DigiCash in 1989. Although the corporation was innovative and showed promise, DigiCash was never lucrative in any sense of the word, and after less than a decade, it quickly filed for bankruptcy and subsequently collapsed. Despite this failure, its unique use of privacy and encryptions helped to create anonymous, untraceable payments, something that would come to have a lasting impact on future digital currencies. Then there was the Bitcoin predecessor, B-Money, proposed in 1998 as an anonymous distributed electronic cash system. But what made B-Money stand out from the rest of the digital currencies of its kind was their implementation of a decentralized ledger and proof-of-work algorithm that uses miners of the currency to define the next block, something that would eventually become integral to later cryptocurrencies. And although none of these systems ever achieved mainstream attention or adoption, these radical ideas and principles laid the skeletal foundation for the modern cryptocurrencies we know today, namely Bitcoin and its many successors. Which brings us to Bitcoin and the worldwide phenomenon that it would later come to embody. Although it wouldn't be used until 2009, Bitcoin started in 2008 with the publication of its white paper, which outlined the ideas that would later drive it to universal success. Authored by the still unknown founder of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, the white paper detailed the revolutionary concepts of decentralization, which eliminated any need for a central authority, blockchain technology that served as a public ledger for all transactions, and the process of mining Bitcoin to create new coins and secure their network. If any of this sounds kind of familiar, it should, because we just talked about many earlier unsuccessful cryptocurrencies who attempted to implement the same concepts. Bitcoin's launch in early 2009 by its pseudonymous founder introduced the world to the first fully functional digital currency, a feat of novelty that quickly garnered attention. But as one might expect, the first real cryptocurrency wasn't perfect by any means, and drew scrutiny from skeptics who were concerned about the excessive waste of electrical power required for Bitcoin's regular operations, highlighting the inefficiencies involved with the system. In response to Bitcoin's problem of wasting energy, The next big blockchain to emerge in the cryptocurrency market was Ethereum, created in 2015 to reduce energy usage and increase transaction speed by running on the more energy-efficient proof-of-stake consensus mechanism that uses the staking of tokens rather than the miners to define the next block. Unlike Bitcoin and other previous currencies that use the significantly slower and resource-heavy proof-of-work system, the new proof-of-stake mechanism reduced energy consumption by 99.9%. But as cryptocurrency expanded and became more popular, crypto bros got sick of making their living purely just from jerking each other off and realized the real money was to be found in broadening their appeal to regular people. And the best way they came up with to achieve this was to market the product with a visual element. This manifested in the Ethereum blockchain, largely driving the next big crypto craze: non-fungible tokens, founded on the premise of selling digital art pieces that don't physically exist. NFTs first blew up in 2017 with the launch of perhaps the largest scale project of its kind, CryptoPunks, the creators of the infamous Bored Ape Yacht Club, the dark backstory of which probably deserved its own video. These tiny, shitty-looking cartoon monkeys quickly took over the world, being pushed by tons of celebrities like Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and Justin Bieber, just to name a few. Many of these celebrity investors, or more accurately their publicists and marketing agencies, promoted the project by setting many of their social media profile pictures to their own personalized Bored Ape icon.
Last time you were on the show, I asked you to explain NFTs, and you did so in a great way, which is a very hard thing to really explain to a lot of people. But since then, Forbes has named you one of the top 50 most influential people in the NFT space. So congrats on that. You know what you're doing.
Thank you. I'm so proud. I love being a part of this community and being a voice and sharing my platform and just getting the word out there, because I think it's just such an incredible thing to be a part of.
Yeah, I jumped in.
I know, I heard. I'm so happy I taught you what they were.
You did. You taught me what's up, and then I bought an ape.
I got an ape too, because I saw you on the show with people and you said you got a MoonPay, so I went and I copied you and did the same thing.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
This is your, just as a joke, they have them, and as a joke, I put them on. So I've done this. And I love yacht rock and being breezy. So I'm like, yeah, that kind of, and I like the blue.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, look at us.
They look like they could be friends.
They're buddies.
Yes, this is real life, apparently. But this was just the beginning. The reach of NFTs easily expanded into every other corner of the internet. You may remember several old internet memes selling as NFTs for tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Nyan Cat, Disaster Girl, Doge, Stonks, Pepe the Frog, Charlie Bit My Finger, Grumpy Cat, all sold for upwards of $10,000. And these highly successful meme NFTs likely help set the stage for the future meme coin explosion. And one of the most well-known examples in NFT history was when a no-name digital artist, Mike Winkleman, under the name of Beeple, sold one of the biggest non-fungible tokens in the form of this collage called Everydays, which sold for almost $70 million. But once again, the Ethereum blockchain wasn't without its many issues. Just as Bitcoin faced mounting concerns over its energy waste, NFTs faced a similar dilemma, or rather, tri-lemma. Outlined by its co-founder, Ethereum developed this idea of the blockchain trilemma to describe the issues their cryptocurrency was struggling with at the time. This trilemma consisted of scalability, security, and decentralization. Created as a new blockchain to combat Ethereum's trilemma was Solana, which by combining proof-of-stake and proof-of-history algorithms was able to function under the mechanism of a sort of crypto clock that assigns timestamps to each transaction rather than having to wait for validators to constantly affirm the time, as previous cryptocurrencies had to do. This solved the issues of Ethereum's scalability, being able to process more transactions significantly quicker. For scale, the Ethereum blockchain was only able to complete 15 to 45 transactions per second, whereas Solana's transactions per second is around 65,000. Furthering this increased capacity is Solana's use of a parallel processing architecture that allows the blockchain to perform thousands of transactions simultaneously. Because of this, Solana is often referred to as the Ethereum killer, designed specifically with the intention of improving upon and fixing all the issues of Ethereum. Solana, the brainchild of software developer and former Qualcomm executive Anatoly Yakovenko, which he named after a small coastal city in Southern California, was launched in March 2020. Due to its innovative use of the aforementioned proof of history system, Solana quickly became extremely popular in the cryptocurrency market, with its SOL token ranking as the 11th largest coin by total market capitalization. And like many of the world's major cryptocurrencies, these SOL tokens could be traded on any number of platforms: Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, etc., etc., but really its true value comes from conducting transactions on its own Solana network, a wide-reaching umbrella that encompasses a bunch of sites. Now, despite being a relatively modern phenomenon, cryptocurrency has grown rapidly over the years. And with this constant growth, the evolution of cryptocurrency has continued to outpace the speed at which governments can slam the volatile currency with regulations. So, there's this anonymous, untraceable financial system that provides an easily accessible and convenient outlet for hiding monetary exchanges. Naturally, this has led cryptocurrency to become a hotspot for certain criminals to use it as a hub for illegal trades, money laundering, financial fraud, and generally just money being traded in quite nefarious ways. And this is especially true of unregulated tokens with low market caps that are traded on decentralized exchanges. Remember this, it will become important later. But before we jump into the hellhole that is Pump.FUN, please feel free to hit that like button. It's not a scam, I promise. Also, remember to pump that subscribe button, really helps out the channel and doesn't cost you anything. Anyways, back to the video. Recently, we found ourselves in the next big crypto craze. In the beginning, we had the Bitcoin movement, then the NFT boom, and now we're currently in the midst of a new cryptocurrency revolution, the explosion of meme coins. And heading this meme coin craze is a little site called Pump.FUN. In January 2024, a small team of website developers led by a pseudonymous figure known only as Alon launched Pump.FUN as a decentralized meme coin-based platform on the Solana blockchain, famous for having cheap transaction fees and a relatively low bar for entry. Unlike most of its contemporaries on the Solana network, Pump.FUN stands out with its very distinctive art style and sense of simplicity. I mean, you literally just open the site up and immediately you're bombarded with this cancerous brain rot layout. Constant flashing lights everywhere, things are always moving at the blink of an eye, which I guess is like perfect for the Gen Alpha brain or whatever, but, you know, super overstimulating. Obviously, the subtle comparison to be made here is with the casino atmosphere. The appearance with all these flashing lights, everything running at a supersonic speed, even down to the investing in crypto tokens, is really just unlucky odds gambling. But we'll talk about that in a second. And with this casino den aesthetic, Alon and their team set out to make the site the most fun place on the internet. Little did anyone know the kind of fun Pump.FUN would bring. Pump.FUN quickly rose to popularity, due in no small part to its simple interface that allows anyone to generate and launch their own tokens in minutes without any coding skill or anything. Normally, you need extensive knowledge of how to develop and create cryptocurrency to launch your own. Not with Pump.FUN though. You can literally just press a few buttons, put someone's name on there as your image, and it won't cost you anything. The platform also boasted a unique live streaming feature for marketing your coin, while connecting with your audience of potential investors, which no other cryptocurrency sites had. Once again, keep this in mind, it will become important later. On the financial side of everything, Pump.FUN is much more of a level playing field compared to most other crypto exchanges. The way it does this is by removing any vesting schedule, so when you make a coin, you don't have to wait the usual predetermined period for your coin to go public and be traded. Adding to this, Pump.FUN has no pre-sales or special allocations to favored investors. Instant liquidity, which basically ensures that as soon as someone creates a coin, you're able to buy and sell it without affecting the price. But perhaps most importantly, it has no barrier for entry. At first, Pump required its new creators to pay about 0.02 Sol, about $5 US. But in August, they removed this initial price, making it entirely free for someone to launch their coin. Now, remember how I said that low market cap, unregulated tokens on decentralized exchanges are breeding grounds for crimes and scams? Well, Pump.FUN demonstrates this better than anything else. Although they do claim that they prevent scams by ensuring the safety of the coins on there, it doesn't, really. We wouldn't be making this video if their moderation was good enough to actually protect the users on there. Within only a few months of its creation, Pump.FUN quickly was on its way to becoming a hotspot for scammers to flock to and run their rug pulls. Rug pulls being the highly illegal practice of token creators artificially inflating the price of their coins, just so they can pull the rug out, selling everything off and leaving the investors penniless, with completely worthless assets that they've pocketed for themselves. Now, Pump.FUN does have a market cap, but like I just said, it is very low. Basically, the reward is that if someone creates a token that completes its bonding curve, which is the mechanism that defines the dynamic relationship between the price and supply, so that as more tokens are bought, the price automatically increases, and they achieve this by hitting the market cap of $69,000. Then their coin will graduate to be traded on a bigger decentralized exchange, Radium, also on the Solana network by the way, with a baseline of $12,000 in liquidity. Supposedly, this is intended to discourage people from just hopping on there and skimming a few bucks before pulling out the rug, because they have this big reward to look forward to and work for. But in actuality, only 1.4% of tokens generally achieve that market cap to be traded on Radium, so the creators just don't really care about their coin succeeding that much. As Pump.FUN grew in popularity and more users joined the platform, it became clear that this small startup project was poised to be the next big thing for mainstream crypto. And just as they did back in the NFT boom, all these greedy celebrities crawled out of the woodworks and flocked to cryptocurrency once more in the perpetual pursuit of their bag. Some of the most notable people who ran scams on Pump.FUN include the likes of well-renowned sex trafficker Andrew Tate, who endorsed the Daddy coin, also Jason Derulo, Darius's mom, yes, this Darius, Jack Doherty, and Iggy Azalea. Kelly Welch, the Hawk-Tuah girl, it makes me sad that she even gets to be on this list of celebrities, also pretty recently launched her own Hawk meme coin, a rug pull scam for which she is now facing a substantial lawsuit. By September 2024, Pump.FUN had earned more than $10 million in revenue and gained a substantial user base of over 50,000 active participants. Unfortunately, with this tremendous growth and influx of token creators coming into such a small site, no one was ready for the unprecedented tidal wave of degenerates that was approaching, not even the platform itself. You see, the problem with letting anyone create their own cryptocurrencies is that anyone can create their own cryptocurrencies, which only serves as a beacon for the wrong people to come and launch easy scams without actually knowing how they work. And furthering this convenience in scamming thousands is the fact that you can literally just search up tutorials on how to rug pull on YouTube. There are how-to videos actually breaking down how to commit federal crimes. That's illegal. And anyone can just watch these videos and learn how to scam. These aren't even age restricted. Children can just straight up go and watch these videos. These videos claim to fly under the banner of educational purposes, but really in the eyes of the law that doesn't actually matter. That's still very illegal and a huge terms of service violation, by the way. But with that, these young kids can just click on a quick video telling them how to step-by-step commit fraudulent scams, and then they go to Pump.FUN, which has no age restrictions or need for verification ID, nothing, and they rug pull people for hundreds of thousands of dollars. One such impressionable young child decided to launch his token on Pump.FUN, called Gen Z Quant. In late November 2024, this little 13-year-old boy, who will remain nameless for this video, launched his Quant token and live-streamed himself to promote his coin. Within only a few minutes of its launch, the token more than doubled in price, and this little shit immediately goes to mock and flip off his entire audience on live. He promptly then pulled the rug out from everyone, laughing in their faces while he made off with $30,000. That's really cool. I think this kid is going to have a bright future. And the smooth-brained who let a literal child scam them and steal all their money were somewhat understandably not happy. So they decided to pay him back by doxing his entire family, address, and school, creating Pump.FUN tokens named after them, posting pictures of his dog and harassing his mom's Instagram, leaving hate comments and demanding that her son apologize for his rug pull. Then, as if that wasn't enough, they collectively decided to inflate his original coin back to double the value he pulled out for. So had he not taken everything out in the rug pull,
no way. Oh, holy
You full clip.
holy thanks for the 20 bandos.
he would have made millions more than he actually did. In fact, crypto bros are so vindictive that this phenomenon is common enough to have itself a name: revenge pumping. Some developer scams all their investors so the angry investors go back and pump way more money back into the coin to show them what they lost out on when they rug pulled everyone, as a fuck you to the devs who wronged them. But this kid remained unfazed, launching another coin amidst the drama and called the token I'm Sorry, poised as a heartfelt apology of a desperate kid who accidentally made a grave mistake and got in over his head. He proceeded to rug them again, and launched yet another coin which he named after his dog Lucy, and rugged that as well. At that point, if you're still falling for this shit and letting a literal middle schooler scam you not once, not twice, but all of 3 times, you're just I don't even know what to say at that point. You probably deserve to get scammed. If you still don't know any better than to not trust kids who look like fucking Jack Doherty, you should not be out here gambling. Honestly, this whole situation is very Jack Doherty coded. I mentioned him before as one of the celebrities who aren't scamming their fans. You know, not that Jack Doherty is fans, but he did run his Jack Coin rug pull back in July, marketing it as an investment fund that would go towards repairing his McLaren that he crashed while driving distracted by reading chat and hydroplaning like a dumbass. Don't be trusting that literal kids have the knowledge and good intentions to properly develop a cryptocurrency. And just don't trust Pump.FUN, period. Besides that, we also had another bigger dev to hop on the trend of insane live streams early. A dev of many names: Trev, Crackhead Dev, Trev Dev. You know, you get the idea. And and this lunatic was later credited with being one of the first to do it, kicking off this whole wave of degenerates that would just pump their coins by live streaming themselves doing crazy, and often illegal, shit. Trev would end up making several coins, but the first and most well-known token was named after a particular word I can't say, but, you know, neither can he really. And this feller token was promoted by his live stream, in which he covered himself in chocolate, puffed galaxy gas, and smoked a joint, while screaming absolute nonsense, begging for Sam Hyde, of all people, to platform him. At least that's what I think he was trying to say.
Sam Hyde and Jet Neptune, you need to get a real fish tank. I'm really grinding. I'm willing to do anything. Let a real
But Trev wasn't finished, quickly launching a slew of other coins accompanied by schizo streams of his degenerate antics. Perhaps most notably, his stream for the Crackhead Dev token, which featured him taking a medley of drugs, passing out, and then faking his own death. One of his later coins was the STD token, an acronym which here stands for Stripper Trev Dev, with a live stream in which, when the coin reached its market cap, he f***ed a stripper, possibly his girlfriend, we're not really sure, while smoking crack, eating ass, and shaving his head. Not quite sure what's going on with this guy, but he's the lunatic who started this whole trend of live streaming degeneracy. Following in Trev's footsteps, or perhaps just being batshit crazy on their own, there was a dev who launched the Truth or Dare coin, which, as the name might suggest, featured some interesting stunts. This guy doused himself in isopropyl alcohol and had fireworks shot at him. Not sure what the intention was here, but the result was him catching on fire and having to be rushed to the hospital to treat his extensive third-degree burns. There was also a token called Chicken Fight Club that saw the devs live streaming themselves pitting chickens against each other, and then just straight up beheading a chicken when their coin wasn't really pumping enough for them. They then followed this up by the same devs, allegedly, grifting as animal activists, launching a token called Justice for Mike, supposedly named after the chicken they killed, and disguised it as an investment in preventing violence against animals. You know, posing it as like, if you buy this coin, you'll help us stand up against animal cruelty type of thing. Then, in classic Pump.FUN fashion, they f***ing rubbed everyone after it reached 6 million. Continuing the disturbing prevalence of animal cruelty on the site, one masked man held up a bag containing his pet goldfish, while pointing a gun at it on stream and threatening that if their coin didn't hit $1 million market cap, he would shoot his goldfish. Then, in one of the only live streams that was quickly removed by usually absent moderators, there was a guy holding a gun threatening to shoot his dog if his shitcoin didn't reach an $11 million market cap. You can see here that he has the target on his pet's head, so that's probably not good. Someone else was pumping their coin by baiting, threatening to hack themselves if their token didn't increase its market cap and hit $1 million. I highly doubt that's real, but I mean, it is Pump.FUN, so anything is possible. Some 12-year-old kid threatened that if his token didn't reach a $60,000 market cap, he would execute his entire family with a shotgun on stream, you know, while they were in the other room. Another young boy streamed with his alleged mother, who suggestively bounced her calcium cannons for the camera to help pump the coin. A middle schooler just pimping out this woman, hopefully not his actual mom, to market his coin. Interesting. This guy dressed up in blackface and a banana suit to livestream himself doing galaxy gas and maybe as well. Very crackhead dev Trev coded, I guess. Allegedly, there was some guy who went to a park in the middle of the night and started randomly firing off numerous rounds. Literal shots in the dark, so, you know, that's incredibly dangerous. And yet another guy decided to promote his token by threatening to, how can I get away with saying this on YouTube? Discharge a firearm in a school to cause a big tragedy. Yeah, and you'd hope that these threats and stunts are just plain bait without any real intention of actually doing them. But given the amount of real lunacy available in Pump.FUN, there's a strong enough possibility of their authenticity that we can't really just assume they're faking it. You can see this genuine insanity in the case of one YouTuber named Normie, who launched his token called Shitcoin and live-streamed himself on the toilet for at least a day, attempting to break the existing world record of 116 consecutive hours spent on the toilet. No word on if this was actually successful in breaking the world record, but he did in fact shave one of his eyebrows when the token hit $10 million, and promised more stunts if the coin reached certain milestones. For example, he said he'd shoot himself at 20 million and only leave the toilet when it hit 50 million. It doesn't seem like his coin reached either of these points though, because we don't have the receipts for him shooting himself. Another guy live-streamed himself by repeatedly firing his gun out the window of his apartment every time his coin pumped. Also, a dev launched the No Hands coin, for which he streamed himself with his hands behind his back, claiming that he didn't have hands, so he couldn't possibly rug anyone. Well, as you might have already guessed, he did end up rug pulling everyone, but after he scammed them all on live, he went back to hiding his hands and pretending he didn't have them, as if no one just saw that. Then a man wearing a balaclava and leash pretended to be a trapped dog in a cage to pump his token. But beyond that, there was a whiteboard behind him marked with the different things he would do when the coin hit certain milestones. Among them, he promised to lick his balls at $40,000, get whipped by some other person referred to as Master at $50,000, and piss and shit in the cage at $1 and $5 million respectively. Hopefully none of these things actually happened, and we don't have evidence of these more disgusting punishments, but I think him crouched in a cage and barking like a f***ing dog is enough to make the assumption that he probably would've. As with all quickly devolving websites, Pump.FUN's insanity wouldn't be complete without the presence of a particular mustached Austrian painter. Obviously, we can't share this on YouTube, but there's this fella in full mustache cosplay, let's just say, who was burning the flag of Israel, saluting his live audience good old boy style. As we're sort of seeing here, Pump.FUN very quickly became a breeding ground for degeneracy, attracting a myriad of interesting characters, to say the least. As the hype around this new Wild West of crypto grew, so did the severity of the depraved crimes on its platform. And while it evaded detection and criticism when the site was in its infancy, its extraordinary expansion attracted a lot of scrutiny from outside observers, watching Pump.FUN rapidly deteriorate into unfettered madness, a la peak 2000's live leak. And watching this devolution, onlookers were outraged, sparking a war against Pump.FUN on Twitter, now X, who demanded the site be taken down for its obscene and criminal activity. News articles and commentary YouTubers alike began to join the fight, calling for Pump.FUN to shut down the live streams altogether. Finally, on November 25th, 2024, Pump.FUN responded to the accusations and public outcry, indefinitely pausing their live streaming feature, which was accompanied by the release of a public statement. The whole notice kind of reads as your traditional trite corporate slop response to try and deflect blame for the problems that they caused and let fester, but it does include some important bits concerning the site's future. Citing the unpreparedness by their unprecedented growth, Pump.FUN's team acknowledged the widespread issue of inappropriate and illegal content on their platform, assuring everyone that they would increase and strengthen the platform's moderation, and stop all live streaming for an indefinite period of time, supposedly until their moderation is ready to handle it. obviously I'm no prophet or anything, but when it comes to companies saying anything along the lines of someday soon, and they don't attach a time frame to it, kiss that shit goodbye, because you will never see it. So, that's essentially the end of Pump.FUN. The site is still up, although it has significantly more restrictions even beyond the shutting down of live streaming. And while Pump.FUN is still making plenty of money, it has dropped off quite a bit in terms of its popularity and relevance. It initially launched as this basically anything goes, most fun place on the internet or whatever, and that was appealing to many. Were many of those people who flocked to Pump.FUN in the beginning degenerate schizos committing crimes and up? Yes. But in an increasingly more sanitized surface web, it gave freaky-ass deviants an outlet to do terrible shit. I'm not trying to encourage that or say it's okay or Pump.FUN's team made the wrong choice by limiting this, but for a moment there, I definitely got a little flashback to all those 2000 shock sites. I mentioned LiveLeak before, and it really did harken back to those days, which, while being insane and dangerously depraved, were low-key fun and entertaining in an unhinged kind of way. And you might think I'm weird for that, but clearly the void left by shock sites was big enough to drive Pump.FUN, a nothing, no-name crypto startup, into the biggest up-and-comer in the digital finance sphere. Once you remove the degenerates, all you're left with is a cheap-ass, brain-rotted, bad-odds gambling den centered around shitcoins, and the only people who find that attractive are scammers and who think they're one step ahead of a rigged game. Pump.FUN's popularity was pretty much driven solely by people who want to watch a train wreck of a site go off the rails, and this insanity kept their name in everyone's mouth when no one had heard of it. Like it or not, at the end of the day, that's the only thread that kept Pump.FUN going, and now, it's probably gone forever. Alright, well that's the video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. It really means a lot. And while you're here, you might as well like the video if you like the video, comment down below, and subscribe if you want to see more of this type of content. That's not the end of the video, I lied. Given this is one of my first videos, maybe even the first video I ever filmed, I did just want to say a few words real quick to everyone who watched me do the outro and still, for some reason, stayed. First of all, again, thank you for watching this far. I've only just started the channel, so I'm very new to this, and I genuinely do want your honest feedback. What kind of videos do you want to see from me in the future? What subjects should I focus on more? Have some ideas? Leave a comment down below. I also have a bunch of other long-ass videos posted, so feel free to binge those if you've been enjoying this content. It would really mean a lot. Also, check out my Twitter and other things when I log in and set them up. Check on the community tab here on YouTube. Lots of updates coming at you, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, don't fall for a crypto scam. Godspeed, bitches.